The Persians utilized advanced and effective battle tactics that included using many troops to overwhelm the enemy. The Persians also utilized archers to inflict damage by having them launch massive amounts of arrows at the enemy in hopes of cutting the enemy's numbers down before the battle began. Afterwards, the Persians would send in the cavalry and attempt to cut off the enemy's communication between the soldiers and the generals. The Persians would then send in the troops to attack the disorientated enemy soldiers. As time went on, the Persians developed more military strategies and advancements, such as utilizing elephants and chariots. With the elephants, the Persian archers were able to gain a height advantage, which made them more efficient, and the elephants were incredibly durable. With the chariots, the Persians were able to quickly transport small amounts of troops across the battlefield, and allow the archers to be able to accurately move around the battlefield and hit enemy troops amidst a battle. The Persians also had an elite fighting force named the 10,000 Immortals. This group wreaked havoc among its enemies and was an incredibly deadly force. These advancements allowed the Persians to conquer many of their enemies and became one of the greatest armies in human history.
King Cyrus's kindness. The first king of Mesopotamia released the Jews from their exile from the Babylonians and let them go back to Jerusalem. The city flourished under his rule, and the Hebrews were able to rebuild what the Babylonians and Assyrians destroyed. Because of King Cyrus's kindness, he became an incredibly popular king with more allies than enemies. Instead of trying to rule his subjects with fear, he ruled with generosity, which made his subjects less likely to rebel against him, and enemies less likely to attack him because of the amounts of allies he had. King Cyrus was known for rebuilding cities after his armies had fought and conquered the land.
King Cyrus implemented a multi-state system to govern his empire. He had four main states: Pasargadae, Babylon, Susa, and Ecbatana. King Cyrus appointed a vassal leader to rule over the states and granted the states to have a certain level of independence, allowing them to make decisions that would affect the state, but if it was a large-scale decision, it had to be approved by King Cyrus. We could compare this to how the Canadian government uses provinces to help manage regional activities, and how the government would have a premier to administrate the province. The vassals, just like the premiers, would have people with them to help manage the states. The vassals would usually have a general to manage the regional military and maintain order in the state. The vassal will also have a state secretary who oversaw the creation and preservation of state records.